Welcome to Beyond a Happy Marriage. I'm Arcadius.
And I'm Monika.
If you are striving for something deeper than just a happy marriage,
if you want a relationship that's truly transformative, that leads to intentional living,
then this podcast is for you.
We are absolutely delighted to bring our conversations to English-speaking couples around the world.
Welcome to Beyond a Happy Marriage. I'm Arcadius.
And I'm Monika.
Last week, Monika introduced you to the foundation of fasting for women, the 72% research gap, the fact that most fasting protocols were designed for male bodies. And I'll be honest, I listened to this episode thinking like, this is fascinating for women, but what about me? I mean, I tried fasting occasionally, skipping breakfast here and there, but I never really understood why I should do it. So what's the actual benefit beyond maybe losing a couple of pounds?
And that's exactly why we're doing this episode together, because Arek represents most husbands listening right now, curious, maybe a bit skeptical, but willing to learn.
Right. So today Monika is will try to convince me and convince you why fasting is worth trying for both men and women.
So today we'll be talking about the benefits of fasting for both genders. What happens in your body when you fast? What happens in your brain? And most importantly, why couples who understand this together have an advantage.
I guess before we dive in, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. We release episodes every Wednesday, and over the next several weeks, we are building a complete picture of how fasting can transform not just your health, but your marriage. Send this episode to someone who might find it useful, maybe your spouse, maybe a friend, anyone who's been asking about fasting.
Right. So let's start with the science. And Arek, feel free to interrupt with any questions, because if you're wondering something, so is everyone else listening.
Deal.
So last week I talked about Dr. Mindy Peltz and her 6 fasting lengths. Today I want to explain why those lengths matter and what's actually happening inside your body at each stage.
Right, because I've skipped breakfast before and just thought, well, maybe I'm a bit hungry, but I'm saving some calories. But I never thought about why my body was what my body was actually doing.
Exactly. And that's what makes the difference. Because whether you're a man or a woman, certain biological processes are universal when you fast. When you fast for 12 to 16 hours, your body makes what scientists call a metabolic switch.
So what does it mean practically?
Normally, your body runs on glucose, sugar from the food you eat. But after about 12 hours without eating, your liver uses up its glucose stores. And your body says, right, time for plan B. And plan B is fat burning. So your body starts breaking down fat cells and converting them into something called ketones. Mm-hmm. And ketones are like premium fuel for your brain.
That's why people talk about feeling more focused when they skip breakfast.
Exactly. A 2017 review in the Annual Review of Nutrition explained this metabolic switching process. The researchers found that when you switch from glucose to ketones, your body doesn't just burn fat. It triggers cellular repair processes throughout your entire system.
Okay, I'm listening. So what happens if you fast, let's say, longer than 16 hours?
Well, after about 17 hours of fasting, something remarkable happens. Autophagy activates.
Auto what?
Autophagy. It's a Greek word meaning self-eating. I know that sounds alarming, but it's actually brilliant. Your cells start eating their own damaged parts. Well, think of it like this. Imagine our house has been collecting broken furniture, old boxes, damaged items for years. Autophagy is when your body finally says, right, let's clear all of it, this rubbish, and make room for new, healthy structures.
So my cells are doing spring cleaning?
Yep. Well, a 2018 review in a journal called Aging Research Reviews examined how fasting triggers autophagy. The research found that autophagy doesn't just clean up damaged cells. It helps prevent diseases like cancer, Alzheimer's, and heart disease.
Wait, you mean by not eating breakfast, I'm potentially reducing my risk of Alzheimer?
Well, when done correctly, yes. But, and this is important, women need to be more careful about when they trigger autophagy because of reproductive hormones. We'll talk about that later. Here's something that might really interest you as a software engineer. Fasting makes you smarter.
I'm very interested. How?
I'm going to cite another journal in 2018 study published this time in Nature Reviews Neuroscience. They looked at what happens to the brain during intermittent fasting. The researchers found that ketones, that premium fuel I mentioned, don't just power your brain, they actually protect it.
Interesting. Okay.
Well, let me continue. This study also found improvements in memory, learning, and executive function. That's ability to plan, focus, and make decisions.
So when I have those days when I skip breakfast and feel really focused around 11-ish, or noon.
Yeah, that's ketones at work. Your brain is running on premium fuel instead of that cheap stuff, glucose.
Okay. it is very interesting and very, I like to listen to it a bit more. So what's the longest fast? 24 hours?
Well, when you fast for 24 hours or longer, your body does something even more dramatic. It starts regenerating stem cells.
What do you mean?
Well, I'll tell you another study. A 2019 study in Cell Metabolism found that fasting for 24 hours triggers your gut to start producing new stem cells. So basically, your baby cells that can become whatever your body needs.
Okay. Are you convincing? But I have to ask, all this research shows fasting is so beneficial. Then why don't people more do it?
Because it's hard. And because, especially for women, if you do it wrong, it backfires. But let me show you one more study that might seal the deal for you. Another, a bit more recent, 2021, umbrella review published in JAMA Network Open, looked at dozens of studies on intermittent fasting and weight loss. The conclusion? Fasting works, but not because you're starving yourself.
So, obviously, it's not about calories, right?
No, it's about when you eat and how that affects your hormones. And this is where it gets interesting for couples, because men and women lose weight differently when fasting. Men tend to see faster initial weight loss. Women see slower but more sustainable results when they do it correctly.
Because obviously we're built differently, which brings to the differences of us, obviously. So I'm guessing I can't just fast forever, like whatever I want. So do I have to follow some protocol?
Yeah, it's beneficial. So we've covered what fasting does for everyone. Now let's talk about why you and I can't fast the same way.
As I said earlier, I tried skipping breakfast before, but it felt pretty easy. A bit hungry, but not dramatic.
Yeah, that's mainly because you have what I call a straight line hormonal system. your testosterone stays relatively consistent day to day. Yes, it fluctuates slightly, higher in the morning, lower at night, but it doesn't cycle like female hormones do. This means you can fast more aggressively without triggering hormonal chaos.
So if I skip breakfast and feel fine, that's normal for me.
Yes. Well, I'm gonna tell you about another study, this time in cell metabolism. They compared how men and women respond to time-restricted feeding, eating within a specific window each day. And the researchers found that men showed improvements in insulin sensitivity and fat loss within just 2 weeks.
So what about women?
When women in that same study tried to fast for 18 hours every day, about 30% of them developed irregular cycles. Some even stopped ovulating altogether.
So it wasn't beneficial at all?
No, because female reproductive system is governed by hypothalamic pituitary gonadal axis. And this system is incredibly sensitive to energy availability. So when a woman's body senses that food is at scarce, even if she's just doing intermittent fasting to lose a few pounds, it says, not enough resources, better not to get pregnant right now. So it just simply shuts down ovulation. Periods become irregular, energy crashes, and fertility disappears.
That's amazing. So if you tried to fast the same way I do,
well, I'd probably feel quite terrible or weak within a week, and my cycle would go probably haywire within a month. I could lose it, or I'd just have disruptions.
Right. So what's the solution for you, for women in that case?
And this is where Dr. Minty Peltz come in place, and she described in her book Cycle-Synced Fasting. I can give you a simple version if you want.
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, when we look at the cycle and divide them into phases, so in the follicular phase, that's your power phase, you can say. Your estrogen is rising, your energy is high, and you can freely fast 16, 18, or 24 hours as long as you want. Your body can handle it. Then the next phase, it's ovulation. So it's the fertile time, preparation for ovulation itself, and just the time after it. The maximum fast then is about 15 hours because your body is preparing for potential pregnancy. It needs fuel. So you shouldn't be fasting too long because it can prevent ovulation. And then in the mid-luteal phase and your menstruation, there shouldn't be any fasting. Yeah, like with exclamation mark, no fasting, or maximum 12 hours. That's the simple overnight fast. Because your progesterone needs power, needs glucose, needs fat as well to function properly. If you fast during this phase, you may crash. That's why I had breakfast today.
Well, yes, obviously, you should have breakfast. I mean, why should you even skip it? Well, okay.
And that's not weakness, that's wisdom, you see. Because I had to give my body fuel to function properly.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense, obviously, because your body works obviously different. I mean, this is very fascinating, and I had no idea how your body worked so differently throughout the month.
Yeah, most men don't do it. They don't know it. And honestly, most women don't either until they start tracking.
I understand the menstrual cycle and everything, but not about the fasting and how you actually need to recover the energy and how you get the energy. So obviously you can't fast as me, same way.
Are you convinced?
I am. I mean, the science is obviously solid, and you showed really good research about this. And I'm thinking, like, practically, how do you actually do this as a married couple? Because there are obviously pitfalls. When I'm fasting, you can't be fasting, and if I'm eating, you be watching me eating, and vice versa. So, I mean, how do we eat meals together, and how we coordinate this?
Yeah, these are very good questions. That's exactly what we should expect. And honestly, we're just starting this together.
I mean, I tried keto diet before,
Yes,
and
you
obviously
did.
you couldn't do it.
No.
And now, if I'm even if I'm trying to go to keto now, I'm just wondering, okay, but what about the rest of the house?
Yeah.
So, I mean, if I try fasting, I need to remember that your body works definitely different than mine. And if I'm on a day 3 of skipping breakfast and feeling great, and you're on a day 22nd of your cycle, for example, and you need to eat breakfast, that doesn't mean one of us is stronger or more disciplined. I mean, it means just responding to different biology.
Yeah, it is, exactly. And that's harder than it sounds sometimes because we're so used to comparing each other, like who's best, who's better at this and that.
True. I mean, I don't want to fight over that over breakfast. So, about practical support, how can I support you, and how do you think? I mean, yeah, how to coordinate this?
So, well, if you're both in phase, in the right phase, we can fast together. Let's say follicular phase, we can fast freely, just have black coffee, work, and then we can eat the first meal at about noon. But if I'm in, let's say, the end of luteal phase, I really need breakfast, as I did this morning. And I shouldn't I just eat it. And it shouldn't make you feel bad about that it's different.
But I really like the smell of what eating, for example. But again, eating together is sort of ritual.
It is.
It's a kind of like intimacy, but also a part of us being a married couple. I mean, it keeps us connected. It's just like a ritual, the household.
Very good time, especially in the morning.
So, I mean, I shouldn't be fasting alone, and so are you. I mean, so like, if we have a 30 minutes breakfast with you, then really stick to a fasting window and eat alone. I mean, like you said, not competing. Okay, so I might see faster weight loss initially, because how the male bodies work, they quickly respond to the fasting, and because of the muscle mass and higher testosterone. So if I turn this into some kind of competition, well, I lost 10 pounds and you lost only like 2, that's a disaster.
Yes, that wouldn't go well. I wouldn't feel good about that.
But yeah, obviously we're not competing. I mean, we're both trying to optimize our own biology, and that's how it should work, I suppose. And looking from the Catholic perspective, like, that's very important for us, because fasting isn't new. The church was teaching about fasting 1,000 years ago. So, like Fridays, Lent, Advent, the church was always saying, like, deny yourself, try your body, grow your discipline. But Monika pointed this out to me when we were preparing for this episode, that the church was always recognized that different people fast differently.
Yes, and for centuries, like pregnant, for example, and nursing women, they were sometimes exempt from fasting. Well, why? Because the church understood that these women's bodies had different needs.
But they also were concentrated more on the men anyways.
Yes.
That was the cultural thing. So when you eat breakfast during days 20, 28 of your cycle, you're not breaking a fast. It's in some failure sense. You're responding to the body God gave you.
Yes, and like from theology of the body, from that perspective, this is quite profound. Like John Paul II thought that our bodies reveal truth. They're not obstacles to holiness. They're the means through which we become holy.
Okay. So here's what I'm taking away from this conversation. The goal isn't for us to fast identically or even in the same time.
Yep.
And the goal for us is to understand each other's bodies and, well enough to support each other on our health. So maybe I can try, 16 hours fast in few times per week, see how I feel, track my focus, my energy, my sleep. Sleep probably most important for me, anyways.
Mm-hmm.
And do you cycle syncing approach, fasting during days 1 to 10, being more flexible during the days 11 and 19? I mean, that's a lot of counting of the days. I wouldn't be able even to track that even. I mean, for me, it's simple thing.
It
16
is
hours
simple.
is very easy.
Yeah, women are more complex. I agree. Well, we've got apps now. They help us. And we can communicate. I can tell you. You don't have to track it yourself. I can tell you.
Thank you.
I have breakfast because I've got a luteal phase. And if something isn't working, we can adjust. This isn't rigid rules. It's like, responsive partnership.
I think the most important thing is just to support each other.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Okay. So...
Yeah, let's make this practical. Mm-hmm. What should you do this week if you're new to fasting, like Arek?
Man, if you want to try fasting, start simple. Pick 1 or 2 mornings this week and delay breakfast until 11 a.m. I mean, that's simple to follow. That's just about 13-14 hour fast from the dinner night before. Nothing extreme, but I'm guessing that counts like you do not eat after 6 p.m.
Yeah, generally 5-6 p.m. Yeah,
and then see if you notice how you feel. Are you focused, hungry, irritable? I mean, observe this, obviously.
Yeah, and women, before you try any fasting protocol, it would be great if you just know where you are in your cycle, and if you don't, please try to follow it. Try to monitor where you are, mark the first day of your menses. So day 1 of your menses is the day 1 of your cycle. And if you are at the end of it, so you had your ovulation, you are in luteal phase, approaching menstruation, don't fast. This is not the week to do skip breakfast. It's to conserve your energy. Wait until the next cycle. And then you can try and fast for much longer.
Okay, and then obviously we have to communicate each other. So this week I suggest you sit down with your spouse, your partner, and have this conversation. Like, how can I support you during the fasting? And that the way that it respects both of our bodies, not just for diet for myself, but that was going to work for both of us. So talk about the health goals right now. How can we support each other without competing? And what would be the sustainable fasting for each of us?
Yeah, because it's not another diet kind of thing. It's a change in your lifestyle. And what's best is that you are both changing the lifestyle. So it's a change for good, hopefully, for your marriage. And to be honest, if fasting makes you feel terrible, just say that. Don't push through just because your spouse is doing great. Well, you can always decide that it's not good for you.
I mean,
as a marriage.
In the end, we just heading for the partnership, right?
Yes. Before we wrap up, we want to encourage you to go deeper with this content or others.
We encourage you to go back and listen to last week's episode where Monika explained the foundation of women fasting. It gives essential context for today's conversation.
Yeah, you can visit natprofam.com where we have blogs posts with practical tips for couples, navigating all sorts of areas, not only fasting.
And please comment on this episode. Tell us if we were convincing for you to try fasting. What surprised you the most and what questions you may have. Feedbacks give us it gives us the fuel to create more.
Yes, because we're building this together. So please take action today. You can pick one thing from this episode. Maybe it's trying one fasted morning, maybe tracking your cycle, maybe having the conversation with your spouse and do it this week.
And remember, we are doing this couple of podcasts regarding fasting. So next week, Monika is diving deeper into specific hormonal benefits of fasting for women, PCOS, fertility, energy, what actually works, and what you try, whether you're trying to balance your cycle naturally.
Yes. Well done. Until then, remember, fasting isn't about deprivation. It's about giving your body space to heal, your mind clarity to think, and your marriage, partnership to thrive.
Thank you for being part of this journey with us.
Bye-bye.
Until next week. Bye.